Hello, today I'm going to do a everyday carry video. I'm mainly focusing on the Maxpedition Micro EDC pouch, but I thought I'd start off just by going through what I always have on me. In my pockets, it's nothing too flash, just a bunch of pretty usual looking things. I'll start off with just doing a pocket dump, my keys. This is a bunch of keys. I don't have heaps of junk on my keys. I have two cars, so I've got a Ford and a Mitsubishi key, and then anything special, I've got a Uncle Bill's sliver gripper on my keys. Tweezers, key tweezers. I've done a separate little webcam video on these. This is a really cool thing to have on your keys, and I've found, I don't know, there's something about it. I'm really bad at, it's such a small thing. If I didn't have these on my keys I would have lost these, but because they're on my keys, I find my keys never go too far from me. I'll use the tweezers, put them straight back in a little holder, and it's been like that for 8 months or so now, and yeah, they get a bit scuffed up and that, but it's not too bad. But yeah, everything else is just keys, little handcuff key for work, because as I said, you never lose your, well, I've never lost my keys. Don't want to jinx myself, but always handy. Keys there, always handy to have stuff that you really need on your keys. My wallet is just a normal wallet, so I don't know if you find that interesting or not. And then my mobile phone, of course, which I'm filming on right now, it's an Apple iPhone 4S, which is handy for all sorts of things. It's got a pretty reasonable flashlight torch function in it. It's got your maps and everything like that, so your phone is really geez, phones these days remind me of the Hitchhiker's Guides to the Galaxy. Just do everything, everything for you. It's very impressive, especially with the Google Translate coming through. You've almost got a babel fish there too. Not to get too nerdy on everyone. Next, my current knife. Well, it's been pretty much the knife of choice for ages now. My Leatherman Skeletal CX. It's a really good pocket knife, plus the obvious plier functionality. It's really good for stuff on the go. Obviously when I'm around home I carry a much more heavy duty multi-tool, being the Super Tool 300, but this just has your basic screwdrivers, pliers, and a really good one-hand opening EDC blade. And that's really all the knife I've really had to use. Not massive at all, but I've never had need for much more knife than that. It's 154 cm, so it stays really sharp for really long. And of course a bottle opener as well, so ticks a fair few boxes, that does. So that's my pocket dump. I wear eyeglasses too, and I usually just have a Bic pen in my pocket. Right now I'm carrying one of these blue sort of pens. So a pen, and usually scrub up a bit of paper somewhere if I need to write something down urgently. So that's that's the everyday thing, but this is the talking point of the piece. This is the Maxpedition Micro EDC pouch. So there you have it. It's seen a fair bit of use. It's just got the single handle for retention, just the single zip. The bigger ones have the double zips and they start getting straps and webbing on the back, but this is really thin. I'll just get the ruler out. Yeah, quite a small little thing. So what are we? So what do you got? 14 centimeters long, 15 centimeters long, handle not included. The depth of it right now is, well, what do we got? It's quite stuffed at the moment, so yeah, it's getting to about 5 centimeters thick. And I've had no issues getting it into pants pockets or anything, because what do you got there? Yeah, it's about 10 centimeters wide. And it weighs almost nothing, because it's that really great light nylon that Maxpedition use. So yeah, I'll go through what I keep in it. If you have one of these at home, this might give you a few ideas, but of course these are things that are probably more useful to me rather than everyone else. Because yeah, as I think I've said before, I cycle this through this a lot. Once I haven't used something for a few weeks, then I get rid of it and try something else in there. And the setup I've got now, I've used all this stuff enough to be quite happy with it. So there we go. So on the outside is a handkerchief. Handkerchiefs have a million different uses. If you've got kids, you'll find yourself cleaning up after them with handkerchiefs all the time. You get in the car, your rearview mirror's got a bit of crap on it. Just yeah, all the time, handkerchief. I'm not a hardcore survivalist type fellow, but you could use them to filter water and just pick up hot things. Your radiator cap, you need to get that off. Just run it under some water and use that, and it'll, you know, as long as it's not super recent since you stopped the car, it'll get your radiator cap off. Just stuff like that, very handy. So that's the only thing I keep on the outside. I often thread my belt through this when I'm around home, like when I take my son for a walk. I walk in the bush. I'll have this on my belt. I'll have my clean canteen on the other belt, on the other side of my belt, and then just a good fixed blade knife. And this is pretty much. I'm happy to just have that if I'm not going more than sort of half an hour's walk away from the house. But here we are. These are the contents. I'll go through them from this side. So first of all is the San Renmu 604 little pocket knife folder. If I'm going somewhere where I don't want to have my skeletal EDC sort of thing, if it's somewhere a bit more sensitive, I think I'm completely happy, and I do have a bit of a background in this sort of stuff. I'm happy that this you can't exactly grab this in the heat of the moment, so I'm quite happy that that's you know, even though it's in a cargo pants pocket, having to open this up and get to this knife, I think it's a bit more appropriate if you're in perhaps, you still wouldn't go out with it at night obviously, in licensed premises and things, but I think day to day, if you're going somewhere more public, I can't see an issue with having this in there. And it is often up to interpretation of everyone else, what a reasonable person might think. And I think it's quite reasonable that if you have to reach into your pocket and then pull this thing out and then open this up and then unthread this, you're hardly going to be using it to, if you're set upon to defend yourself, because that's how it works in Australia. You're not supposed to defend yourself, you're supposed to avoid and evade until absolutely no other means are necessary. At any rate, I'm digressing a bit. This is a charge cable for a little body-worn video camera that I wear at work. So let's, I'll take these things out as I go actually. And then you've got a lighter, cigarette lighter. I don't smoke, but it's yeah, always good to have, because often other people smoke and getting a cigarette into them, for better or worse, often loosens lips a bit, and sometimes that's what you need to when you need to talk to people. I've got some band-aids of different sizes and shapes and things like that. Some skin prep alcohol wipes, good for bug bites and also little cuts and abrasions. And yeah, that's all on that side. The next bit of stuff I have is I've got this length of paracord. This is long enough, I get this out and thread this through my drink bottle when I'm going for a walk. It's also enough to tether a dog to something if I come across a roaming dog or something like that. Until the dog control officer can come out, I'll tether it to something with a bit of paracord. If it hasn't got a collar, just make a sort of a slip sort of knot. Generally does the job. A little pocket torch. This is the LED Lenser P3. It's a very cool little torch. It's only I think it's only about 15 lumens or something, but it's got that really cool. I love the really defined focus of that narrow beam. You can flood it, which it's a bit of a flood, I suppose, but it's just good for finding a way around your backyard, finding a way to the car. Where I live, there's no street lights or anything, so I find this a little handy torch to have. It's got little LED lenses, little focus, which, yeah, it's a bit dinky, but it's still quite a cool little toy. It's got a good pocket clip if you wanted a pocket clip. However, I found that slides around a bit on the top, so maybe I'm just doing it wrong, but there you go. So LED Lenser P3, really good torch. And then going back into this kit, I've got some gloves, just some latex gloves for touching stuff that you don't want to use your fingers for. I've got another pen. Love these little Bic pens. And what else have I got in there? Some more multi-swab, and I reckon just some, so you've got some Maxpedition anti-nausea tablets when you're on a long trip and you've got someone who's getting car sick, and also had some paracetamol in there, which actually I got that out the other day and used, but it's a broken bit of Panadol. So there you have it. So yeah, and so with that gone, there's really not much to this little pouch at all. I chose black. It comes in olive and I think navy blue and I think even a desert sort of colour. It's $20 well spent, I think. If you've got cargo pockets especially, carrying it on jeans, I guess it's a bit of a dorky look when you're not, like, I'm happy to do it when I'm out on my property or out in sort of bush and stuff, but when you go out in public it's a bit Gumby looking having a pouch hanging off you. But apart from that, I highly recommend it. So that is my everyday carry. Thanks for watching my video. Ta.